up? We are back. Welcome back. Your host here, Hunter Twisdale,
I'm Heath Griffin, and our special guest today.
Fuzzy Balls.
What up?
What's up?
So today we're going to be talking about the COMEX countdown and why February could expose the silver shortage.
What silver shortage? Huh?
Well,
That's the
It's
thing.
all
That's
over.
not something. Right. That's not something that is huge on the headlines. You kind of got to dig to find that kind of news, right?
Yep.
Yeah, there's four places that are not short of silver, and that's the government vaults in India, China, and Russia, and J.P. Morgan. They
And
pretty
the
much
company that we represent.
Yeah, no, okay, of course.
Well,
But
that is true because there are no minimum or maximums to the amount that you can buy with us. They have the
yeah,
top tier. When the people that make the coins are looking for a buyer, we're the first people that they ask. Like, all right, how much do you need? And then they go from there. But yeah,
that's awesome.
So by February 27, 28, somewhere around there, the COMEX faces a moment where silver contracts, they have to be settled. And here's the issue. There may not be enough physical silver to go around.
I bet you can explain in plain English for us what the COMEX is. But I'm going to say what I have here. COMEX is where massive institutions trade silver futures. It's basically promises to deliver silver later. Is that how you understand it?
Yes. See,
Doesn't seem
the
like
thing is, it's kind of like Rounders, when the movie with like Matt Damon and Edward Norton, when they all go to Atlantic City and they're all sitting around the table and the tourists come in, and it's like they don't even know what they got themselves into. And it's kind of like that if you're not like one of the big institutions, if you're just going in there thinking that you're gonna come out rich, that's not really going to happen because they're going to keep doing margin calls, and eventually you're going to you're going to have to liquidate your position. So it's exactly. So they stole like $7 trillion worth of wealth when there was that big crash, and it just went from like people to like probably normal people. Um, and it just went to like all the big institutions who were holding, you know, because let's face it, the COMEX isn't gonna do margin calls on the big banks. They're only gonna do it like on regular customers. Well, no, exactly. But once they have no silver, I wonder how they're gonna do that, because I can't imagine that if you can't trade in your silver, I mean trade in the what you have and accumulate physical silver off of it. I just not sure why anybody other than the big institutions is going to want to participate. That's kind of like our banking system, where at the fractional reserve, where you put in a thing, and they only have to keep $3 in the register for the $100 that you put in. And by the time they lend it out, that $100 is turned into like who knows how many thousands or tens of thousands.
right.
It's
Yep.
yeah.
The thing is, man, these people that like the COMEX that are doing this paper silver and paper gold and all that jazz, they're really hurting the average person and putting a bad taste of gold and silver in their mouth when that's not even real gold and silver.
No,
Right.
exactly. I mean, if you don't have like precious metals or a situation like you guys do, where there's they're able to keep it in physical, like in vaults and stuff, and be able to give it to you on demand, then I don't know why anybody wants to mess around with paper silver because paper silver is not really silver. It's just
No,
gambling.
it's a way that they could, do the inflation game, really, you
Mhm.
know? Basically the same thing.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
why late February matters? February is a major delivery window, right? Contracts mature. Some traders demand physical silver instead of cash settlement. So when that day comes and they can't make it happen, they're not going to be happy to have that cash settlement. I mean, that's the whole
yeah.
point to buy silver. You want silver, right? Like, you can't really do anything with that cash, and they know that.
Yep. And that's where the stress starts to show up, you know? I mean, vault inventories are already tight, like super tight, right? And registered silver is a fraction of total claims. If too many stand for delivery, that's a problem, you know?
Well, the thing is the shortage isn't gonna only gonna get worse. So there's gonna be more and more demands. Eventually, they're gonna run out. You know.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Just to put a little uh, what do you call it? Shout out or whatever. Uh, the company that we represent, they always have 120% of what's on their ledger because they know that something like this might cause people to, you know what? Let's make sure I can get mine. And so if everybody that has stored their, they have it stored in the vaults with us, if they push the button, all of them at once, they're still gonna have 20% of whatever, they'll ship it all out and they still have some, you know? So, it is, like you said, it does scare regular people off, uh, but we have security in what we're doing, praise God.
I mean, I think that. I mean, honestly, the smart play is the silver shortage is only going to get worse, at least until 2029. So, my advice to everyone is to just accumulate as much as you can, and then in 2029, like reevaluate the situation. And but I just see like a continuation where it's just going to keep going up. There'll be dips, where they try to do corrections and get margin calls and wipe people out and steal their wealth that way. But I just think that the demand's only going to increase, and that's going to make the value continue to go up.
Yep. I agree. I mean, the supply and demand is already an issue with silver, and it's not gonna get any less of an issue. It's gonna continue to get worse. And I saw by 2030, we're supposed to only have 60% of what we need for silver as far as industrial use. So you're right. It's gonna be significantly greater.
One we covered up pretty much, what we had in our show notes for that little bit, but one thing that they've done before, they'll just quietly change the rules, to cover for it, they could give the cash settlements, right, or offer premiums to avoid the delivery, or roll the contracts forward, or just be like, "You know what? New rule," you know? Kinda like how the banking system has always done.
Yep.
Uh,
But
"Please
I
sign for
don't,
new terms and conditions."
I don't see how that's going to be effective long term. Because
Exactly.
if you don't have the silver, then you're just setting yourself up. I don't see how that's going to appeal to like most investors because silver's to the point now you don't have to like it doesn't require a large amount to store it like it used to. And um, it just I mean if you don't have it in your hand or you don't have it with you guys, then you don't really have it.
Yep. I agree. And if you own paper silver, you don't own real silver at all.
No, I don't mess with any of that stuff. Like the stock market gets manipulated and stuff by people that are making I mean they got like eight figures and stuff. They're not
Mhm.
like they're not people that we can relate to. They don't care about us. They don't care about um, you know, destroying the small guy. It's unless you really, really know what you're doing and you got a lot of experience in the I mean, I would say at least 10, 15 years. I would not even mess with this stuff.
Yep.
It's just too volatile. even the stock market, at some point the stock market's gonna implode, and that's why you gotta have gold and silver to hedge against that,
Yep.
because that's
Smart.
gonna do a number on the economy. I mean, even if you don't have stocks, it's gonna affect the whole entire economy when that
Mhm.
happens.
So I like your comparison there. It just really led us into the next little bump here. Why this matters to normal people. This isn't about traders, it's about the price discovery. So if physical silver is scarce, the paper price becomes less trustworthy, premiums rise, physical silver disconnects from spot price, which it's already pretty much done.
Mhm.
And people at that point, they're rushing for real metal. And at that point, it's almost, I mean, it's not too late, but when everybody else is doing it, that's the worst time to start doing it.
Yeah.
People that have been doing it for 20 years, they were right on, you know.
Yeah.
But praise God, I've been doing it for about 3 years, and I'd say I got a little bit of a head start.
I mean, physical silver is already disconnected from spot price, like he just said. And proof of that, go look up in the US Mint and see what a silver eagle's worth right now. They're selling them for
Oh yeah.
173. It's insane. That's never happened in the past.
No, exactly. Like I always study eBay. That's a good gauge because like all of the big companies are on there, selling you know different silver coins, but like in bulk, and you can tell by like what their average is. Um, you anybody using eBay, I can't stress it enough. If it's not in the United States or Canada, and they don't have over 1,000 reviews with at least 99%, you don't don't even entertain it. It's too risky,
Yep.
because if you're getting it from Asia or other places, chances are it's a fake.
It's a fugazi.
Yeah.
Yep. There was like 60% of all silver eagles on eBay sold were supposed to be fraudulent.
And eBay knew that. eBay put that press release out, and they considered, I believe one of the somebody on the board or something was like, "Well, we got to stop doing this. We don't want our customers to be ripped off." But they're like, "Yeah, but look how much money we make on all those, through all those sales or whatever." So they just continued to do it. Did did they do anything? Did they put any kind of regulation or check and balance or anything? Uh, yeah, that's why what our company created, another offshoot of them is called Stack and Sale, and that right there has eliminated people's needs for eBay. So, when you want to sell one of these numismatics is huge. A lot of people are like, "Oh man, don't do those." That's a $4 billion a year industry, and it's not something that we see. Just to put it into comparison, the candles, that you burn and have to go buy them again. You see them in every store. You got them at Bed Bath and Beyond, and you have them at the corner store. Well, that's a $3 billion a year industry. But as far as numismatics, you don't see any stores selling them. You'll see them online. If you're looking, but there's people that are actually moving those things. And so, with the system that they created, you put a coin on there, and you decide what you want to pay, what you want paid for it, and the collectors come on there, they see what they want, and they push the button and like, yep, I want that, and then you're alerted uh, that somebody wants it, and you mail it. You mail it into Stack and Sale. They get it and make sure it's good. Still, the QR case is still good, and once they make sure, then they send you the money and they send them the coin. It's eliminated any uh, it's taken all the stress out of it, and that's huge.
No, I mean, the way that I go is I don't buy like the decorative silver rounds. If I'm gonna get a 1 ounce silver coin, it's gonna be one that's actually currency somewhere,
Oh, of course.
because those coins actually have a double appeal. They appeal to coin collectors, and they um, appeal to like people that or would be interested in the silver. So anytime I can get a good opportunity to get some BU or AU coin and get a really good deal on it from a trusted seller, then I'm gonna jump at that. I few months ago I got a 20 for $20. I got a BU Franklin.
Oh,
It never been circulated or anything, and I got it for under spot. So
right. Hey,
yeah,
man.
so
Sweet.
you just gotta keep looking because stuff's opportunities are gonna present, but more than anything, it helps me keep my the pulse on what's going on because I can read a lot of that because trying to figure out what Apex's APMEX's motivations are for what prices they're doing or whatever. That does help, that does give me sort of a gauge, but I want to obviously when I buy, I want to buy at the lowest price I can. So
Yeah, for sure.
that's
Well,
why
that's
this
just the
long sustained bottom here or is good because it's going to lower the prices because a lot of the places were they had to buy enough stuff at this lower price so that they could sell it because all the stuff they had was bought at when it was 110, 115, 120. So they've got to have inventory that they could sell at a lower price. So that is starting to take shape. So I've noticed that the prices are coming down. So it's good.
so this is exactly though, this whole situation with, what's going on with the paper, the whole manipulation and everything, that's exactly why we don't play games like that. We're not gonna mess with that paper whatsoever.
Yeah.
We believe in owning the metal, just like fuzzy ball, and not betting on a system that's built on leverage and confidence. There's no confidence there at all. That is gone.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, but, with us, you can naturally transition from there into physical, fractional physical ownership, instant liquidation, dealer direct pricing. And people are like, what does that actually mean? When we get when the company we represent gets a pallet of silver or gold, eagles or bars, whatever they are, they take the number that they paid, they divide it by the coins on the pallet, and then that's the price we get. And that's how they're helping the average person. In any other place, they're not gonna do that. And then, of course, the fractional purchasing, that's a huge thing right there. A lot of people wanna get into gold and silver, and so they see, like, those gold backs, which are super cool looking and everything, but to get an ounce of those, you're paying way more than you ever would doing, the system, the tech with the technology that these guys have created. They've helped us get the fractional being able to get just a little bit at a time, but at the ounce price, and that's the important thing.
Well, I
Yep.
think the best thing is the fact that when you sell it, you know,
Yeah.
you get such a the best price you could possibly get when you sell it. So that
Yeah.
that should be that should be a slam dunk for anyone,
Yep. I
because
agree.
you're not getting screwed, you know.
Right. Well, that's what keeps a lot of people out of the metal, market or metal
Yeah,
business or whatever because they're worried, when it does come time to sell. The question isn't, "Am I gonna get screwed over?" It's, "Who can I find that's gonna screw me over the
The
least?"
yeah.
You know?
because
So it is comforting.
your average local coin shop, they're gonna give you normally anywhere between 80 to 87% spot right now. Um,
Uh,
so you're basically flushing away 13 to 20%, you know, as opposed to what they would get if they had it with you guys.
yeah, it's huge. It is
Oh
huge,
yeah,
and the people that are a lot of people are trading a lot right now. They want they've been sitting on stuff that their grandparents have been passed on, and they're like, "Ooh," they see what's going on, like, "Well, we need to hurry up and trade ours in?" And I just feel sorry for people that aren't getting the best price, you know?
Yep. I mean, this puts us back on the gold standard. It gives us an opportunity to be back on the gold standard without having to, go back and rewrite history, you know?
Yeah. No, and also I think it also presents a lot of good options in the future because of when the silver gold to silver ratio gets down low enough, you so you could just call would you just call in and tell them, "Hey, I want to convert my gold, my silver to gold," or how does that work?
So at that point, you know, you'd go, on your sound money, just right there on your account, you check it,
Yeah.
and you actually are gonna sell. So if you had it in silver eagles and you wanted to switch it to gold eagles or gold bars, you would convert it back to cash and then convert it back to gold or whichever one you choose.
Yep.
So I mean,
Okay.
it's
So,
still clicking two buttons, you know, and it take you like 5 minutes to do something like that.
oh, that's awesome. That is so much more convenient, and plus you're gonna get the best price you can get for the silver at the time, so that'll get you as much gold as possible. But if I, for instance, don't want to actually start trading any um, silver for gold until at least gets below 20 to 1, which I'm sure it will, because silver's gonna, you know, gold's gonna be nice and steady. But for instance, if we're say we have 7,000 gold and 500 silver, that's a 14 to 1 ratio, which is, you know, I I think it should get down to at least 12 to 1, but it'll definitely get below 20 to 1.
Oh, yeah,
So at
for
that
sure.
point, then I can just like go on the thing and I can just put, you know, I could just convert it, and that's kind of what my end game is with this.
Yeah, we were
That way.
talking to
Go ahead.
we were talking to a gentleman at lunch today, and he was talking about, what is it? Buying, uh, what is it? Short what did he call it? Short selling or where, the other last couple weeks ago when it hopped up to 120, 125 or whatever, he's like, "That's when you sell, you know, and you hold on to it until right now or when it, dropped down to 72, and then you buy again." He's like, "But, to do something like that, you would need a system like you guys have, and so this is amazing, to go through that rigmarole if you actually have to go into a place or whatever, carry your silver there or mail it there, you're not gonna be able to hop on, that deal instantly, so to
Yeah.
have a way to do it instantly, woo.
Yeah, because sometimes silver will be up at I mean, the other day it was at 89 and then it dropped down to, like, 74, and then it went back up to, like, 80 something. So, if you would have had to drive somewhere to get that silver or gold, you're gonna miss it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I don't want to be one of the. I mean, I respect anybody that wants to do that, but I don't really want to be following the market every single day.
I
And
agree, I'm right with you. I don't
Yeah.
have
you
time for
know,
that, man.
No.
I'm a long-term investor, and I'm just, I'll reassess in 2029. It's
Yeah.
because this I want to see how bad this shortage actually gets, because the thing about silver, it's not like copper, or gold. It's silver. All the good silver mines have already been mined, so everything's a byproduct. That all
Mhm.
the silver they're getting is byproduct, and that is so much more labor intensive. And there's no easy way to just get lots of silver. You know, all the easy silver's been found. At this point, and I mean, even Trump throwing $12 billion, I don't think that that's gonna fix it, you know?
No. Somebody told us the other day, me and Heath were talking with them, they're like, "All they gotta do is go to space and get some more." What?
Yeah, they said that, they can mine on the moon, they can mine on asteroids, so there's never gonna be a shortage.
Yeah, because
Like,
that's
So
just
really?
a
super
flight
cheap.
to the moon and set up all that stuff, that's gotta be in the billions of dollars.
Oh, trillions probably, man.
Yeah, probably. It's just doesn't make any sense.
No.
It was a stupid argument, honestly.
I It was funny, you know?
It made me chuckle.
Sometimes you just
Yeah.
gotta laugh it off. But man, uh, for real though, it's a pleasure to have you on with us, and this is some serious stuff. You know, we do try to keep it light, you know, and tell a little joke about it here and there, but there's the clock's ticking, and then of course we saw that thing that this is the quincentennial, right? And so it's getting set up to where they're on the anniversary. Trump plans to do the reevaluation. Like it's already he has the authority to do it now. So
It's the Article 64, 68, or something like that.
yeah,
Well, yeah, they're gonna
we're
set a bottom, and once he does that, then that's gonna just, once they know that they're not risking, like, they can only lose so much money, then that's gonna just make people buy more silver.
Mhm.
yeah
Whether that is 50 or 60 or $70, whatever he sets it at, it'll be a frenzy, a buying frenzy.
yeah
You know,
we're in for a good ride.
usually you don't get that kind of protection in investments.
Oh, yeah. Like
So, and then also the thing he did with the gold and Bitcoin, that's like the most rinky dink thing ever. Like, yeah, just deposit all your Bitcoin or your gold into a government wallet and we'll double your digital gold and your digital Bitcoin, but then the government can just take it whenever they want it.
Right, and doubling it, that sounds like the beginning of inflation again, right? Another way to get that invisible tax on us.
See, I just don't
Y
trust the government. It's too many satanic forces that are behind it and leading it, and the fact that the people that are in office aren't even the ones running things. That it's being
mhm.
run from London and places in Europe by a lot of sick people. And I just don't trust them.
that our wrestle is not against flesh and blood, but against the principalities of darkness and the worldly governors that rule this wicked world. A lot of translations leave that part out of there about the worldly rulers. You know, King James, he took it out. He didn't want people to think that he was part of the principalities and darkness and evil governors that rule this world, you know? Hey, well, let's not tell him that part, you know? But yeah,
Y-
uh,
Most
yeah, that
definitely.
def well, let's see. We're about 27 minutes in. You know, one of our friends told us, your videos are kinda long. And like, "Bro, we do our best." He's like, "Do you even watch half-hour videos?" "Yeah, you just watch them on double speed. It's 15-minute video, you
I
know?"
mean, I watch them all the time. I would say most of the videos I watch are anywhere from probably 15 minutes to over an hour. I mean, well, there's a channel called the Duran, which allows me to keep up on what's going on in Europe and the rest of the world. All this sort of wars and stuff going on like that. And that helps me keep, because the whole, all the countries are all so intermingled. Like when Japan's economy does its inevitable collapse, it's going to have a huge effect on America. So, and that's coming. They said they're going to decouple from China. Well, I want to see what Japan does without the rare earths and the highly refined silver that they get from
Right.
China. It's
Yeah.
easy to say that you're not going to do it, but they spent 20 years putting themselves in this position where they have that power. While we just kept doing all these regime change wars and all this other stuff. Ugh. And who knows how much. I mean, our military inventories are so depleted right now. If we don't get those rare earths and highly refined silver, I don't know how there's no way they're going to be able to fulfill all these commitments they've made to supply all these other countries. So
Mhm.
if you ordered something to be delivered in 2030, you're probably going to get in like 2037 to 2040.
Yeah.
So it's creating a real the fact that we want to be the world's police, it's only killing our economy
Yeah.
because let's of this $38 trillion deficit or whatever we got. I mean, I would say at least probably 30 trillion of that is from wars and bailing out the big banks and all that kind of. Oh yeah, and then we bailed out the auto manufacturers too. Well,
Right.
we gave them loans, and then we said, like, after they had paid just a little bit back, that we are going to forgive all their loans. So, I mean, the
Isn't that
billionaires get
nice?
taken care of, and it's not a system meant for us. So this creates a system outside of the system that is for people that don't want to be in that system.
Yep.
What a great plug, man. You're exactly right. And so if anybody watching is tired of getting manipulated, tired of getting lied to, just tired of having to just not being able to trust anything, we can be trusted. And you've heard it before, but we've been in 10 years. Every year, the membership with these people with these accounts has doubled until last year, and it more than doubled. And this year, there's going to be over 1 million Americans grab their gold and silver account because of what's going on. People's eyes are finally getting open. I don't know if their eyes are open or just they just can't. You can't miss it anymore. You know, once something starts slapping you in the face, it's kind of hard to keep your head, keep your eyes closed. So, if you guys have any questions, please reach out. Thank you so much, Fuzzy Balls, for coming on, man. You are a blessing. It has been awesome learning from you, and I appreciate it, man.
Can we
God
can we get a
first
round
forever.
for can we get a round for fuzzy balls?
Right
God
on,
first
right on.
forever.
What's that?
God first forever.
Yes,
Amen.
yes. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. All right. Well, peace, y'all. Have a great night.
All right.
God
Have
bless.
a great one. Thanks.